Hi, it's Jenny, and today I'm going to show you how to make an easy gift using your Hampton Art stamps. We're going to be using Hampton Art's outline stamp line, and we'll use the Posy collage as well as the birdhouse stamps. Start with a plain candle and some tissue paper. I'm going to take the birdhouse stamp and stamp it with Memento ink onto tissue paper. And here I've just cut that out. And I wanted the design to go all the way around the candle, but it doesn't. So I'm going to try to match up some of the designs and just layer them so that they make sense. I'm going to cut away this flower since it's not a complete flower, and we'll add something different in that spot. We're also going to use the Posy collage and use some of those flowers since they'll mix in well. And just go ahead and cut out the flowers that you'd like to use, and we'll set them aside and come back to them when they're needed. I just kind of put this flower beside the design to see where I still needed to trim, and then just cut away extra so it would just look like the flower was coming from behind the bird cage. And it'll still need another one of the panels from the birdhouse. So there again, just kind of line it up and see where you need to cut out gaps. It's fine to have empty white spaces because none of that's going to show in the finished candle. You're going to want to color your stamps with whatever medium you'd like to use. I used Copic markers, but on this thin tissue paper I found that it was bleeding through pretty easily, so I just put a paper towel underneath it to keep that from spreading where I didn't want the ink to spread. I want to do something to hold my stamped images in place while I heat it up and adhere it permanently. So I'm using the Xylon adhesive dots and just putting a few of these on around the edges just so I can tack it in place while I work. If you have corners sticking up, just be sure and add another dot to hold it in place. And here's where you're going to start layering and making sure that your edges meet up how you want them to, and just collaging the elements to make them work. So now we're ready for the magic. Get your heat tool, and I started trying to do this with it laying down so that you could see, but it really didn't work as well. So just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm holding the heat gun fairly close to the candle, and it's heating up the wax underneath. And this is going to make the tissue paper just blend completely into the candle, and you won't be able to see it anymore. And you want to keep going until you don't see any white at all. If you have some areas like this little flower's kind of wanting to pop up a little bit, let it get the wax melted underneath, and then you can just burnish it into place with your finger. You can see how the wax is changing the appearance of the tissue paper, and like I said, you want all that white to be completely gone. You can choose all kinds of different stamp images to use this technique with. It can be sentiments. You could have just used the flowers, the big purple flowers by themselves, and randomly place them on the candle. So it's really just limited by your imagination. And here we are finished. Thanks for stopping by.